history of notoriety. That the person who destroyed a bank, known as Societe Generale Bank, destroyed Kwara State Trade Bank. He did so well in Kwara State that his children did not go to school there. You understand? So that is Saraki's story. But one thing I will tell you is that since we came on board, we are here to retire a lot of them, and eventually they will be put where they belong in a matter of time. It's the same way I feel about Buhari. You understand? All of them are the same. But it's the same way I feel about Bola Tinubu as well, who has cornered half of Lagos to himself. We have to break their stranglehold on these places so that this country can experience liberation. I don't want any of you to be under the illusion that the Saraki, Tinubu is better than Saraki. Every thief is a thief. Yes. So on Olukoya, it's very important because this is the latest that happened. I have done reporting on a lot of places, all the cabals in this country. And you know, in this country there are religious cabals, there are political cabals, traditional cabals, economic cabals. So I've touched all of them. It's not only Olukoya. You remember the one that was sleeping with the prostitute in Canada, Otobo? The pastor in Suleiman. That one sued me too. In case of Olukoya had churches all over the world. And after a while, they set up all these pastors to be sending money to them. The pastors also become greedy. They stop sending money to the Home Office. So he sued his pastor in the US, in Maryland, asking him to relinquish the property. 1 second, let me finish. Asking him to relinquish the property that they both own together. That pastor challenged him in court. In the process of challenging Olukoya, the pastor now spilled on Olukoya that Olukoya has been importing books into the US as non-profit, but when they sell them, he collects them back as profits. So that was my job, was to report on all of these shenanigans going on. So he sent a message here to me in this office, sent one guy to come and meet me that he wants to meet. And I said, I don't do meetings with people that I report upon, because it will be regarded as blackmail after I report on you and now come and have one meeting, secret meeting with you. I said, I'm not doing any meeting. They said, the guy even came back to me and said, since you are running for president, the man can bankroll you. I said, I don't need his money. I don't need his money. I need the support of Nigerians. And the moment Nigerians support us, we will win the election, hands down. Of course. So it was then that he then went and looked for a judge in Uyo. You imagine a man of God that is on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway now going to look for a judge in a case that doesn't even involve anybody in Uyo. My suspicion is that they found a judge who is probably a member of their church, who said that they will teach Sowore a lesson. It's not going to happen. We are creating a country where there will be equality and equity. And I've asked him to take me to court like Fela used to say, make it carry me go court, I go open book for him. But I don't want anybody who is a member of their church to feel that a man of God is God. A man of God is not God. They are businessmen like every other person you see out there. And when we challenge them, they go to court because they realize that God does not fight, the cause of injustice. So they have to go to the human court. Otherwise, God can fight for all his servants, right? But the moment you see a man of God who say he's powerful, who can cure diseases, who now run to court, you know that God has told him that he cannot support what he's doing. That's what I can tell you. Yes, God probably sent him a memo that this particular case, you have to handle it by yourself. Otherwise, God can handle any case. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So we'll go to outside. Let's go outside.
Take it back! AAC! Take it back! Take it back!
Wow, blessing.
Take it back.
That's you.
That's everybody.
Take it back.
Take it back. Action. Action.
You need a team also to keep purpose. Over time, I just took. Greatest Nigerian people. Praise. I can't hear you. Greatest of the greatest Nigerian people. Praise. We just finished the underground spiritual game at the back of the office. There.
And I was told that we have a full house here. In fact, it's turning out that more people had arrived here after we arrived at the airport. I'm very, very happy to be with you. I'm glad that finally we have taken a decision that we are doing away with our oppressors. Yes. The team of people who have been oppressing Nigerians for 58 years now. So much so that so many of them are even older than Nigeria. If they are older than Nigeria, it is time to leave Nigeria alone so that Nigeria can grow.
Oh yes!
But in growing Nigeria, we must not mistake our growing Nigeria for the slogan of Saraki, who said he wants to grow Nigeria. But when I saw the slogan, I changed it to loot Nigeria. They can never grow Nigeria because they themselves have decided that they will stunt the development of this country. But from next year, we are going to take this country in another direction.
Yes, sir.
We will take it back from them, put it to you, and make this country work for us again.
Yes.
In fact, I cannot say again because for a lot of you, this country has never worked for you before.
Yes.
This country has never been about you. It has always been against you.
Exactly.
But it is time for all of us to unite and make our country work for all of us so that we can become a pride of the world as opposed to being a disgrace to the world. Don't let anybody deceive you. Nigeria is not the giant of Africa because Nigeria has not been able to grow. They have arrested the development of Nigeria and detained it for so long. But we are here together to liberate our country. And each time I see you, young people who are determined to do this, who are asking questions as to how we can do this, who are worried as to whether this is possible, I feel compelled to keep giving you.
Carry your couple.
Please open the.
Back today.
not what the country can do for us. Because the way it is now, we have to do something for this country, to free this country first, so that the country can represent us and fulfill our aspirations and desires for greatness. And I guarantee you, all of you will start experiencing greatness from next year. Amen. Greatness that is to come. I wish you live in a country where you can sleep at night 24/7 electricity is what we are bringing to this country. And we lose greatness in which you secure anywhere, everywhere you might live in this country. Whether you're a farmer, a student, or just anybody. The country is a drive on a highway and you are not saying goodbye to your family to say it's not goodbye or goodbye or see me again. That is the country we are bringing about. A country in which we can provide you jobs. So much so that you can decide where you want to work. But that's how it used to be. And that's how what we do is to make sure that divide your salary into two. You are paid every 2 weeks. Yes. You get your salary. And not paid 6 months after you are supposed to have received your salary. Right? Or 30 months.
And after that,
you are even then paid a fraction of what you are entitled to.
That's what she speaks for you.
That's the country we are bringing about. But we need all of you. You know, they were telling us when we started that it's impossible. And how can a young person like you become president? Now, they are accepting the fact that it is possible. But they are saying, where would you get the money? Fight against us. So we are praying that this is about money. This is about will. And will is greater currency than paper money. The will of Nigerians to break free is bigger than naira or dollars. It is about the integrity and the dignity of the Nigerian person to have a country that they can call their own, so that you don't have to travel through Kano and Agadez to Libya to die in the Mediterranean Sea. We want to create a country where if you ever cross the Mediterranean Sea, you will be on a cruise ship on vacation, not on a rickety boat. Entire resource. They have cornered it for themselves, cornered it to themselves, and every election cycle, they will take maybe a small proportion of it, divide it up and give it to us, and make us vote for them, so that we are perpetually enslaved to them. This is the reason why our movement and our political party, the African Action Congress, AAC,
take it back.
AAC,
take it back.
Take it back.
Action
was established to liberate this country permanently. And we know that you are capable of rescuing this country. That's the reason why you have been standing with us since we started 6 months ago. Look at where we are. Forget about when you see them with crowd. They bought the crowd. They are buying crowd every day. This crowd, or the number of people here, are organic. This is a revolutionary crowd. Nobody forced you to come here. You came here because you want to fight to get your country back and make it work for you and not make it work for other people that all of us are working for. That's why you are here. And I promise you, for those of you who are asking questions about whether I will back down or not, there's no going back and there's no backing down or backing out until we win the election next year. When you go back, please sensitize everybody in your neighborhood. Tell them, share with them the good news that you have found alliance and a coalition that will make this country work and that you make all of us in Nigeria to become happy in our lifetime. This is possible, and we promise you that by the time we see again this time next year, you all will be grateful that you did something when you ought to do it. That is taking the right step in supporting a candidate that suits your conscience, that is capable, that has character, and has ability, including agility, to run Nigeria. You know the old man, after he returns from China now, they have to pump steroids for weeks before he can do another trip. Yes, it's the truth. They are just too old to run, but they don't want to leave Nigeria without being disgraced, and we will disgrace them next year. So that is why I'm here. It's been a long trip, but I say I must speak with all of you, and wherever you may organize your neighborhoods, organize your streets, organize your house, your church, your mosque, organize your traditional worship places, organize your village, your town, your city, organize across Nigeria. Let all of us join hands together and make sure that we do something that has never been done in the history of Nigeria. Create a revolutionary political movement that will kick out all the old, well, I'm sorry to call them bastards, who have made it impossible for this country to experience growth, development, and progress, and by extension, peace and justice. We will bring that social justice to you regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your religion, regardless of your social class and orientation, regardless of your age, regardless of your sex or gender, regardless of everything, you deserve the best in this country. And I'm pledging that I will give you the best in Nigeria, starting from next year. It will happen, and you will look back and say, wow, was it even possible for Nigeria to be like this? How I wish we started earlier than this. Sometimes I blame myself too, that maybe we should have been doing this long time ago, not the last election cycle, because we have been capable for a long time, but for some reason we felt comfortable just fighting small fights here. We go and fight for election, go and fight police, go and fight INEC, and after we finish fighting, we go back and rest, and then these people take over power and they start using it to whip us again. We go and fight again. They share. So we want to end that cycle of, sad stories by going for the biggest prize in town. And this is the biggest fight of our lifetime. The fight to recoup our country, to recoup our dignity, to recoup our space, recoup our country, our education system, our healthcare system, our security architecture, to fight corruption to a standstill in this country, to build real infrastructure, to give education to our kids. This is a fight of a gbọ́ èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì púpọ̀. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín pé ẹ dúró tì wá ṣinṣin. Ní àsìkò tí a wà yìí, a ti ṣetán láti ṣe ìràpadà fún orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. A dẹ̀ sọ fún yín pé àwa ọ̀dọ́ ló lè ṣe ìràpadà. Àwa ọ̀dọ́ tí wọ́n ti ń fi ọwọ́ ọlá gbá lójú látẹ̀yìnwá. Àwa ti ṣetán láti gba ìjọba padà lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọ̀jẹ̀lú, àwọn jẹgúdújẹrá, àwọn tí ò jẹ́ kí a ní ìlọsíwájú. Gbogbo wọn la máa lé dànù ní ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Àbóyé yìí.
Ọ̀rọ̀ ni.
Rírú àrífín bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn yẹn ṣe rírú àrífín lé yàgbẹ́. So oyún fún nǹkan tá a ṣe bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn pé tẹ bá padà sílé ẹ sọ fún àwọn òbí wa, àwọn àbúrò wa, ẹ̀gbọ́n wa pé ìràpadà ti dé o. Pé ọmọ yín Sowore ní kẹ́ dìbò fún o. Ẹ ṣe wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí ẹ mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti mú yín lẹ́rú lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní Bodilon. Ẹ gbára yín padà lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Àwọn tó wà nílọrin Kwara State wọ́n mú lẹ́rú. Àwọn fámìlì Saraki ẹ gbára yín padà lọ́wọ́ wọn. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Daura tí wọ́n ti mú lẹ́rú àwọn fámìlì Buhari ẹ gbára yín padà lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Àwọn tẹ́ wà ní Kano wọ́n ti mú yín lẹ́rú àwọn Kwakwanso ẹ gbára yín padà lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Àwọn tí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà ní Ọ̀fà láwọn amúrọ̀bá ti fi ní ìgbésí ayé yín ra pàtó fi gba pààrọ̀ ẹ gbára yín padà lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà ní Rivers State tí àwọn jẹgúdújẹrá Wike àti Amechi tí wọ́n ń fi ilé ayé yín gba pààrọ̀. Mọ̀nà ẹ gbára yín padà lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà l'Ọ́yọ́ State constituted authority tó ti fojú yín kan màbo ẹ gbára yín padà lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Ogun State tí bàbá onífìlà Pentagon onífìlà gogoro wọ́n kàn ń jẹ yín ní jẹkújẹ ẹ gbára yín padà lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Niger State táwọn Babangida tó yẹ kán ti padà lẹ́yìn politics tó ń sì fi ń ṣe ìjẹkújẹ ẹ gbára yín padà lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Àwọn tí a wà ní South East táwọn Ekeremadu àwọn Kurosha tó ń forí yín gbà pààrọ̀ my people ẹ gbára yín padà lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Ẹ ṣe AAC yóò gbọ́ yín o. AAC take it back take it back. Anyways a fẹ́ kọ́ yín ní bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe ọwọ́ fún AAC ẹ̀nàwọ́ yẹn sókè bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ wá ṣe ọwọ́ yẹn báyìí AAC take it back action. Again. AAC take it back action. Ta ló sọ pé èèyàn kan sọ mí pé their father ó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ o wọ́n ṣe sign wa ni o. AAC eléyìí láti gbà padà ní mọ̀ pé a máa fi ọwọ́ kan di ìgbálẹ̀ mú àfi kejì àfi mú umbrella inú tó lásán gbogbo ẹ̀sìn tó ṣe wà ní ẹ ṣe. Thank you so much for coming. We will be having rallies across Nigeria and we'll come to every neighborhood, house to house. The message must spread that we are taking our country back not later than February 16, 2019. February 16, 2019. Yes. It will be Valentine on the 14th until my birthday is actually February 16.
I was there February 16th and birthday. AAC, take it back, action. AAC, take it back, action. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Enter.